that are usually covered or that are usually important in sports and recreation related legal aspect. These are the learning objective for today. These are the learning assessment tools. This is the outline. First, I have a question. Do you have an idea of legal aspect of recreation and sports? Or have you heard of any legal issues that might be important in this sector? Please open your Mentimeter and give your response. As you mentioned, yes, in the legal aspect, first, legal foundation will be important. And this legal foundation might covers the law, negligence, equal to liabilities, and the contract related to sports and recreation. Another is risk management, and it focuses on building a risk management plan in sports and recreation. And you all know that risk management is one of the important aspects that should not be compromised. Of course, there are management principle and processes. And in management principle and processes, there are relationship in sports and recreation. There are human rights and discrimination issues that might come forward. Of course, there is decision making of recreation and sports and dispute resolution related to it. And another important aspect is intellectual property that is important. And if you follow important books or reports, these are some of the aspects that are covered. Some of the examples are business structure and legal authority, alternative dispute resolution, intentional torts and criminal acts, constitutional law, sports and legislation, statutory law, torts, personal risks, recreation and event management. It might be related to playground and also aquatic liabilities. We will discuss in detail on all these topics. As we already discussed about legal foundation, in legal foundation, there are different laws, regulation related to sports and recreation. And in case of negligence and liabilities, there are different considerations for that. Of course, in recreation and sports, there are different contracts, and this legal foundation will consider these things. And we already discussed that risk management focus on building a risk management. And in any recreation event, in any sports event, risk management is important. And there should be different strategies and policies to be brought to minimize the risks and to manage it as much as possible. So this is important. Of course, there are different management principles and processes working as we already discussed, there should be working relationship. What type of working relationship should be there? Even human rights and discrimination. What are the issues that are brought forward? And in case of decision making and dispute resolution, how decision making and dispute resolution is need to be brought, we will discuss in detail. Beside intellectual property, we will discuss all these issues in management principle and processes. And there are different contemporary issues in sports and recreation connecting with the legal aspect. First, we should be careful on applying principle of law to all those newly emerging topics of sports and recreation. Of course, this legal principle need to be applied to reduce violence and anti-doping. Of course, doping and violence are the issues in sports and recreation. They need to be considered, they need to be taken care of. Of course, in adventure activities, recreation activities, sports program, legal principle need to be applied. So these are the basic content we will be discussing in legal aspect of recreation and sports, and you will be aware of what are the different law, regulation, risk management